Hello, welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna. Welcome to Sketch Sunday, where the whole crew takes the same sketch and does their own take on it. Today we are using a sketch by Janessa Franco, and I am doing Halloween photos. This is my niece and nephew. My kids are sometimes they dress up, but they're busy and off at college, so get to use the photos that I have. I just went into my stash and grabbed out some Halloween papers. The background paper that you will see is a Disney one. It is, I believe it's The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sure these two kids do not know that at all, but it is kind of ghoulish and Halloweeny, so this is what I am using. I tend not to get rid of anything, and sometimes it works out like this. I have to tell you, so when when I'm doing my layout, I have my iPad in front of me and I had this sketch, but it wasn't full frame. Some of it was cut off, so I couldn't tell if there was actually tags at the top of the sketch, and I actually grabbed some tags and used them. But my proportions to a couple things are off, but we all know that we don't have to follow it exactly, and it's a inspiration and a jumping off point, so we can use it as we like. And at points along this process, I did have to remind myself that that it didn't need to be exactly like the sketch, and I could make it work for me. Part of that was the circle. I had a circle cut out of this pattern paper in Halloween colors that I had not used on a previous layout, and so I felt like it was meant to be on this layout. And it's not as big as what the sketch is, and that's okay. Here I am trimming down this piece of paper. Originally it had said boo on it. It's got some letters going the correct direction of the way it is now. I end up changing that from like a vertical orientation to horizontal. The letters will be going in the wrong way, and by the end you won't know it because you can't see the words anyway. So here I know I need another piece of pattern paper, and I'm just looking through things that I have. I come across this piece that is perfect. And so I use part of that pattern paper and just kind of eyeball it up and see how I want to trim it. I always give it a notch and then bring it to my trimmer to make a nice straight cut. I don't have a lot of embellishments as far as Halloween goes, but I was excited to get some stamps out and do some stamping. At first I thought I might do this haunted house on the purple tag. It was just gonna fit, and here's where I went into my stash to find some orange paper, and I accidentally grabbed my orange embellishment, so I found another tag. So it's like perfect. So I've got two tags up there now. And I love when I can stamp on some pattern paper. It's not solid color. It's not really patterny, but it's got that kind of gradient on it. So that makes me happy. I really like that. So I stamped the title Halloween. I'm going to stamp the haunted house. I'm using my Catherine Pooler. I believe it's called Midnight. Yep. Ink. Nice and juicy. I have the inserts from the Close to My Heart stamps. This is a Close to My Heart bunch of stamps that is from, gosh, probably 20 years ago. So not available, but it's something that is in my stash and I want to use it. And I have used it before. You can see how it's well loved. After I look through my stickers and rub-ons that I do have, I decide I'm going to just stick with what's on the sticker, on the stamp, with the stamp set. So off camera I will stamp the ghost and the bat and the spider and the star and use those. And it's here where I realize, oh, this house should be on the other side where that cluster of flowers is. So I changed the photos around so it looks better, where there's some space on the photo there next to the house. And then I move the tags around, and the circle gets moved around a lot. And then I'll just make sure, like, do I have everything I need off the stamp set? So here's where I'm going to, I wanted to show you this. So you can, and maybe you know this, but acrylic stamps, you use it on acrylic or clear see-through stamps. You use it on acrylic black. You don't have to stamp them one at a time. You can load them all up on there and stamp them all at one time. This Catherine Pooler ink is very, like I said, nice and juicy. I was not concerned about it not stamping well. So I threw that cushion that comes with all of the Close to My Heart stamps. I put that right behind my paper and ink it upside down. So I like to be able to see that I'm inking it all. So I do it upside down, and there I stamp them. On there's a tombstone on the right lower corner there, and I'm just going to write RIP on it. I knew if I didn't do it right then, it wasn't going to make it on there. So here we go. They're all cut out now. I think the next thing I do is to glue down all the layers, and just want to get them where I want. The purple gets changed on its side, and I just want to get them down so that they stay where I want them. So I do take a lot of time with this, looking at the sketch, seeing where things are, moving it around, but I will get it where I want it. The circle's going to move down again, and I'll start gluing things. I end up gluing this to the paper and then thinking, oh shoot, look, there's mixed media, I should really do that. And then I pull it up. This paper is it's like a Disney paper. It's from when my kids were in 4-H doing like a scrapbook with 4-H, and it's like the leftover. And it's one of those paper pads that's like super thin, but I did not create, I think I've taken the cluster of photos up a couple times. It never did rip, and I shouldn't jinx myself, but it was very good. And you'll see in a bit how thin it really is. There goes that circle back down to the bottom again. But here I am going to glue things down. They start to move and wiggle on me, but I get them in a good spot where they're as I like them. Again, not exactly towards the sketch, and that's not the point when you're using a sketch, but it's giving you an idea for all that layering. Layering takes me it just takes me a while. I gotta fuss with it. And that purple tag I've had in my stash for absolutely forever. I had other things that I've already used, so I was happy to get that on my page. Especially with my niece wearing some purple. She is like a vampire, and my nephew, super big Chicago Cubs fan, so he was a baseball player. Please look below and you'll find that everybody that is playing along with Sketch Sunday. I say this every time, but I do love seeing what everybody does differently with the sketch, and you can grab some different ideas from them as well. And I can pretty much bet you I might be the only one doing Halloween. So here I go I'm finally got it all together. Glue it down, and I think it's because the house doesn't fit. Yep, pull it up once, put it down again, and this is where I go, huh, look at that. There is mixed media. There's splattering below it. But you got to get that house exactly perfect first. So, out comes my glass mat. Up comes, see how thin that looks? It is very thin, but it did stay in one piece. I wasn't too concerned. I knew I could have hit any little spots. So I get out my Dylusions, and it's a purple color. And I sprayed a little bit on there. And then I'll get out the orange, spray a little bit more on there. And then the purple will go back on the other, which will be peeking out the other side. And then I'll go give some splattering with the white. It just gives just a couple drops there. And then, but I'll also go on the right-hand side and make some splatters there with each of the colors. The orange, that's a Dylusions orange as well. So just to give it some interest, I guess. And then I let it dry, and here it is. It's not super, I mean, the orange comes through nice, and in the white splatters you'll totally see. The purple isn't as obvious, but that's okay. It's there. I will finally get this down for the last time there. And then that's my title, which I forget to glue down until after the video is done, but it pretty much stays there. I am using my twine to make a ribbon and or a bow, and I think I saw the Paper Snob. I think I saw Tara do this. She didn't do it on camera. She made a little bow, and for the life of me, I cannot figure out how to make a bow without tying it around something. So, so I use my scissors. I am so sorry. Someone needs to teach me how to make a bow without. Maybe I was tired. I don't. Maybe I could sit down and do it again. I don't know, but it does have a little loop on the bottom, which I kind of smush on there. I use my Bearly Art glue. I put the twine down there, I get my head in the way, and then I'll just use my scissors to hold it there because it does have the bulk of that loop in the back of it, and it will just be absolutely fine. And then I will take the other pieces that I've stamped, and they're ghosts and a bat and a spider and that tombstone. And I'll get those. I use I have foam adhesive tape that came from the dollar store, so I backed all those little pieces with that, and then just get those put around. And that's basically it. So make sure you check out the close-ups at the end. Check out everybody playing along. I hope you have a fabulous day and come and see me again soon. Thanks for watching.